What is up, everybody? We are back with another weekly recap of the trades that I took this week, the errors, the issues, how to fix it, and then our next week's goals. So let's get into this previous week's recap. I took three trades. I took one win, one loss, and one break even. This is the same as the week before. And honestly, the exact same issues that we had the week before. Uh, we had uh, we had this week's issues mainly. If you aren't new, if you're new here, the issues that I've been really dealing with have been like unconfidence in my my discretion, my entries, not being able to press the button, just hesitating, second guessing, all of the things related to entry wise. I've been having issues. Uh, because and like I said, if you're new here, I'm going to give you kind of a little backstory, just brief. Uh, like for the last 2 months, I've really cracked down on my discipline. So like I don't take more than one trade a day, and I don't lose more than $500 a day, and I haven't for like 2 months. Actually, since like November, or no, like December 9th or something like that. I lost 1,000 in one day, and that was like the last day that I've lost more than 500, and the last day I've traded more than once in a day. And with that, yes, my discipline has increased. However, we created bad habits, which were uh, a lot of lack of confidence in entry, a lot more preservative mindset. Being hesitant, not really wanting to enter trades, and I've created a whole big issue while fixing another one. However, I think we're in a way better spot this week. Even though we did make some of the same mistakes, I really think this week it's a lot different. And here's why. Uh, actually, let's go over the win, the loss, and the break even real quick. What caused the outcomes of those trades, and then I can tell you why I think this week has been different in a whole. So the win I took this week was a great win. It was a beautiful continuation. We took it. We didn't really hesitate, and we banked in for like $630 in like 2 minutes. It was beautiful. If you want to look at those recaps, I have them posted on the channel. I have all my videos, all my weekly or trade recap videos posted. It was a great trade. I loved it. I loved the way I entered confidently. I was patient. I thought I was gonna miss the entry, so it was like super confident, and I clicked the button and we banked. The loss I took this week. No, no. Let's talk about the break even first. The break even was more of me trying to force my discretion on the market, and kind to I'm talking about how I want to be more confident. I've been dealing with the confident issue. Well, I tried to force it. I was trying to force that confidence, and it really came back to bite me. I mean, yeah, I got to go break even, but it was because of an SMT draw with ES. So it was like wasn't even the price didn't even hit my break even, and it was a really sloppy trade. And I was just, and it was, we were in a range. We were in a big range when I took the break even trade. So not the greatest trade. I was trying to force my discretion instead of letting it just happen. And so you got to work on that. And then the loss. This is why I want to say like this week's been different. This week has been kind of a turning point. Uh, on the day of the loss, February 11th on a Wednesday, was my lowest point in trading. Um, what happened was we got into the market. We had a data low and a data high. Price made a move. I think no, no, no. Yeah, price rejected an area and started headed towards a data low, and I got impatient. And all these issues are stemming from trying to force discretion still. And I entered early, got stopped out, and I had to sit there and watch price run to my take profit. Not only that, but with an A plus setup to that draw. And so I sat there with the most anger, most rage, most disgust, most guilt, most everything I've felt ever. And I just had to sit there and watch that happen. And like, I remember being at the lowest point. Literally, I felt like I was at the lowest point of my trading journey this far. And so I went in to laid on my bed for an hour and a half and just like reflected heavily. And after I reflected, man, because I only took one trade still, I proved to myself that even on my worst days, I can still be disciplined, still stick to one trade, still not blow up. And not only that, but sitting in that guilt and that disgust really helped me face the demons that were there, and really helped me, feel like I'm going to like make an actual change, because I just faced it. I just had to sit in it and watch it, and I felt so bad. But at the end of my, kind of just reflecting, I felt so much better about my trading. And I know it sounds kind of weird. My lowest day was my best day, actually. I don't know if you guys can relate, but it was crazy. Um, and so I don't know. I feel like there was a big turning point on Wednesday. It was a really big turning point, and then I ended up taking that win, I think, on Thursday. And so yeah, I'm not mad about the week. Yeah, we still have some of the same issues, but you guys, these issues, are something you have to chip away at. I've learned it's not something you can just fix. Obviously trading's a patient game. A week or two is only, if you're on the charts for an hour a day, it's not very much hours. It's only, what I'm saying. So it's only like 14 hours in 2 weeks that you're on the charts. I mean, compare that to a 9 to 5. So it takes time to chip away at these issues, and I really think we broke down the barrier that was causing me to stay in this, unconfident esque issue for the last month and a half that I created myself, fixing discipline. But anyway, that's enough on this week. Now I want to talk about next week's goals, and this is pretty straightforward. This is not going to be something crazy, because the whole goal is to simplify. So next week I want to have no pressure. No pressure on entry, no pressure on losses, no pressure on trying to have to win, nothing. I'm just going to relax, no pressure, just trade. And then the same idea as previous weeks. So pretty much for previous weeks, we've talked about being predatory. We've talked about, confidence. We've talked about discretion. We've talked about so many different things that I still need to apply. And I'm going to start with just having no pressure and just kind of relax. Let it be a relief. It's like we're on prop accounts for a reason. It's like I pass evals. I have like a 95% win rate with evals. I've passed like the last 15 in a row, or 10 in a row or something. And it's like I just need to treat these, you know, funded accounts like these evals, and just have no pressure and just trade to trade, and just trust my gut, trust my discretion, let it happen. Click the button when the setup shows up. Stay out of the market when it's bad. Have a good balance, and I feel like I feel like we've got a really solid week ahead of us, just because of how confident and how good I feel about my trading right now. And with that being said, I don't really want to make this video super long and drag it out. I got off my chest what I wanted to say. How I felt this last week and how I feel going into this next week. I do want to say this though. If you guys are struggling with any of these issues that I ever talk about or whatever, just drop a comment, man. I'll respond. I really want to create a community. I want to create a small, big, large, whatever. Could be small, huge. I want to create a community of people who want to genuinely succeed and want to see other people succeed. Because that's why I started this channel. I want to document my personal growth, as well as help other people get to their goals, as well. Because that's where I find the most fulfillment in my life, is helping other people with things that I struggle with and overcome. So like trading, I'm documenting this until I'm making, 6 figures a month. And then we're going to be helping people do the same thing, because that's where I find my purpose. And so with that being said, that's going to be the end of the video. Also, if you guys want a discount on Alpha Futures accounts, there is a 20% discount that ends tonight. So if you're watching this on Sunday, you can use it and get a 20% discount. And then starting, I think, Monday, we go back to 10% discount. So yeah, use it. I don't care. I'm just saying, if you want to use it, you can. If you don't, you don't. That's all I got. I just want to let you know I have one, so that's why I put it there, because I would say it would be useless to have one and not ever tell people about it. So anyway, I will catch you guys in tomorrow's recap. Actually, we may not have a recap. I'll let you guys know, because it is a bank holiday, so probably no recap tomorrow. I'll probably make a psych video though. So I'll see you guys whenever.